So far, we only have one game of the 4 where only one person's picked one team. It's been split or consensus on all of the others. So, the next game, rivalry, Mile High City area. Actually, no, they're Colorado Springs and Boulder, so it's not Mile High City. It's Colorado State at Colorado. Colorado out of the Pac-12, Colorado State in the Mountain West. Colorado State has been playing well to open seasons the last couple of years. I don't know if you remember, but they beat the absolute living shit out of Oregon State last year to open up the season. It's a rivalry game against a Colorado team that is clearly rebuilding after losing so much star power in pretty much every aspect. They lost Philip Lindsay. They lost, what was that quarterback's name? A couple of years ago. I don't remember. He doesn't matter anyways. But they lost a lot of talent, and they didn't seem to quite get that back the way you want to see as a Power 5 team. So, that being said, both Dan Beebe and Tony picked Colorado. What is your pick, Dan O'Shea?
I am also going with Colorado here. It feels like, well, both teams have a lot of turnover going on. It just seems like Colorado State I don't see a lot of talent on the team. I think their defense is just going to get destroyed. I haven't seen any of their recruiting that really impressed, and I don't think they're returning a whole lot of people from last season that could potentially, lend them that stability to maybe put on a show. So it could be close. It is a rivalry game. In fact, fun tidbit: the stadium actually has banned beer sales for this game because they're worried about the rivalry.
That's great.
But
I love that.
But that being said, I am definitely going with Colorado here.
All right. I am going the other way because I, for whatever reason, am a sucker for trends. And like I said, Colorado State gets off to, good starts. And they did it last year against a Power 5 team out of the Pac-12 that's not very good. And I think they're going to do it again against a Pac-12 team that is not very good. So I'm going Colorado State. All right. Next game, I think
you're completely wrong there, but
okay.
I respect it.
All right. We'll find out in the next couple of days. Because I don't remember when that game is on. All right. Let's see. Next game we have is, I think I know the answer to this, Ole Miss at Memphis. Both Dan and Tony picked Memphis.
Man, I don't want to agree with them on all of these. I don't like to agree with them on many because I don't know if you remember, but I remember that last year, as far as picks went, I was the final champion.
I don't remember.
You don't? Oh, that's interesting because I'm pretty sure I was doing very well. Dan Beebe almost caught me, but then I pulled ahead at the last couple of weeks, and I believe you were in last place by a significant margin, if I'm remembering correctly.
I don't know. You might have just hit your head or something.
Oh, is that what happened?
Must be. I feel like this is an obvious choice.
I mean, Memphis is the obvious choice. I just want to be contrarian. But since there's not a spread to bet against, I think I have to go with Memphis as well.
Yeah, Ole Miss sucks.
Yeah. I don't think they'll be the worst of their conference, but I'm not expecting anything good from them. I think their best this season is to hit 500.
Yeah, I think that would be a successful season for them if they hit 500. Otherwise, I don't see Ole Miss doing really anything other than maybe playing spoiler for one of those 6-win teams that are trying to get into a bowl game. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, and this one could certainly end up being closer than I think. It is, SEC versus AAC, which is tends to be a pretty big talent difference because of the recruiting, but you're talking lower end of the SEC, not as we said, not the bottom, not the very bottom, but
bottom 3.
Yeah, I would definitely say bottom 3, versus
top 2.
Memphis, which is a pretty good AAC team, and I think they'll win this. I think they'll win this by at least a touchdown. I wouldn't be surprised if it was under a touchdown, though.
I'm expecting at least a 10-point win for Memphis, honestly. I don't see Ole Miss really keeping up with Memphis. Even with Memphis losing both Henderson and Pollard, I don't see how Ole Miss really has any type of advantage here. They've got nothing. They got speed at receiver, so maybe they'll score, but I'm not sold on Ole Miss at anything except losing. All right. Almost done here. We just got 3 more. South Carolina at North Carolina. Both Dan and Tony picked South Carolina. North Carolina does have a proven winner as a coach in Mac Brown as their new head coach. But again,
that's all they have.
It takes 3 or so years for a recruiting class to really catch on for a new coach. South Carolina, fantastic defense. I think he's a 5th-year senior quarterback in Jared Brantley. So I mean, give me the cock all day. It's
not the first time I've heard that from you.
No, it is not. I'll take that cock all day.
Yes, down in Gamecock Central. I think South Carolina just is going to take this handily. Yes, Brown's a good coach, and in a few years they could very well be more of a contender, but they're not anywhere near there yet. I think when we were doing our analysis earlier on, we were saying North Carolina is still going to be bottom of their conference or close to it, and South Carolina Gamecocks are always seemingly, pretty good. They never seem to, get to the next level, but they're always a solid team.
Yeah, I mean, they used to be like a very good team. It used to, 13 years ago, back before Alabama was the powerhouse they are now, the winner of the SEC would come down to Georgia, Florida, South Carolina. They were the class of the conference.
Right, yeah, but we're getting on to 2 decades since they've been really at that upper echelon. So I'm not gonna put them there until they prove it again. What have you done for me lately?
I'm just holding on to the nostalgia of hearing announcers say things like, that hole was so big you could fit 3 cocks through it.
They'll be saying that this game.
Oh, they probably will. Or
they will be stroking the egos of these cocks.
like I think my favorite was that hole was so big you could fit 3 cocks through it, but then also about how they're continuously getting penetration. They were probably like sitting down with ESPN and they're like, okay, how many sexual innuendos can we make? And ESPN's like, what? None. And they're like, okay, 5. And ESPN's like, no. And they're like, 4. And ESPN's like, you get 3.
The question is, which hole are they really gonna push through? That's always a concern in my experience.
Another really good one was, man, these cocks keep taking a pounding and pounding and pounding, but you know what? They keep coming and coming and coming. That was, yeah, good stuff. Back in the day, they could say that shit. Oh, man. Anyways, so we all agree South Carolina. This next one is probably, I think, going to be the one that's going to be the hardest, in my opinion, to pick. And I feel like we're all going to just completely disagree. And it is Northwestern at Stanford. Dan Beebe, being the Pac-12 guy, picked Stanford. Tony, being the Big Ten guy, picked Northwestern. Dan O'Shea, what are you thinking?
This is a toughie. This is definitely a toughie. All right, so I think the spread is what, -6 for Stanford?
I haven't checked lately. Let me see. So Stanford,
Northwestern's got some, big changes going on. Hunter Johnson, new quarterback.
But he's so much better than Clayton Thorson was. Clayton Thorson was a better athlete.
Do we know that?
Yes.
Have we seen enough to say that with confidence?
I have seen enough to say that if I needed a quarterback to play in the Big Ten, I would rather have the guy who can pass from the pocket, and that's not Clayton Thorson.
That's fair. That is fair. Well, actually, I haven't looked lately. Has Johnson been named the starter?
Yes.
Okay, I thought that's the way it was going, but I think they had Green or something as a potential starter as well, and the coach was talking big game about both of them, but it was probably just more smoke than anything.
I think it was a similar argument to, we're used to having an offense built around an athlete, so like I said, Thorson was the athlete, Hunter Johnson's not much. So it's, do you go with what your offense has been built around for the last 3 years, or do you go with the guy that, is poised to be the next Big Ten quarterback? And they're going with the Big Ten quarterback. So this game, the spread is 6.5 Stanford favorites.
And Stanford's home?
Yes. So basically it's a pick 'em game.
Yeah. And then, Stanford has Costello, but he lost a whole bunch of pieces this season. I want to say fuck Stanford. Just in general. That's not my prediction. I just want to say fuck Stanford.
What's wrong with Aunt Becky?
Fuck them, but I'm still picking them, unfortunately.
Damn it. So the other Pac-12 guy goes with Stanford, and the other Big Ten guy goes with Northwestern. Oh, boy. Yeah. Yep. See, that was one of the more difficult ones to pick.